Hello and welcome to the Triton LE Master Series video. My name is David Wells and the goal of this video is to get you into being a power user. Now you might have already seen the video that came with your Triton LE. We went through the instrument showing its basic features. On this video we're going to go deep. Okay, so I'll assume that you have a basic knowledge or a reasonable knowledge of the Triton LE. If you need help getting back up to speed on that, you might want to go through the basic video. Now we're going to break this Master Series video into 5 different sections: sequencing, effects, combi editing, arpeggiators, and finally sampling. So let's begin with sequencing. Now as we go through this video, you'll find that we combine some really cool techniques with subjects that some people just have a little bit of a hard time understanding, and even some quick tips that you might have overlooked in the owner's manual here. Now the first thing we're going to look at in the sequencer section comes underneath that last category, a quick tip. Now, you're probably familiar with the locate key on the front panel, and for the most part it's used to get back to the top of your song. However, with the following trick you can go and set it to go back to any point of the song that you want. Let's start off in any sequence here and we'll cursor up to the measures here, and I'll type in 17 and enter to go directly to measure 17. Now here's the trick. Go ahead and hold down enter and then press locate. Now this location has been set, and if I was to move any place else in the song, I'd have one key access to that location. Boom, straight there. And this would obviously be great if you were trying to lay down a tricky part in your bridge, for example. You could set the locate key for a measure or two before the bridge, and then you can just keep on going back to it just with the press of a key. Now you can do this through the utility menu, set location, but this is a lot quicker way to go. Now in the first video that came with your Triton LE, we discussed the ability to copy combos into a sequence complete with their arpeggios and effects. Now it was from this screen underneath sequencer, we went in utility and copy from Combi. Now we could decide which tracks we want to record into, either tracks 1 through 8 or 9 through 16, along with any effects here. But it brought up the question, once I've copied in 2 combis, can I add any more tracks? Well, the answer is yes, because quite often combis may only be made up of, say, 3 or 4 timbres. Let's check them out. Let's bring up a combination 010, which is analog 101 here, and we'll go ahead and press menu, F3 for parameter 1 and F8 for open. Now you can see that only 2 of its timbres here are active, 3 through 8 are off. Now some of the more complex combis may have more timbres active, but many just use a few, like this example here. Let's go ahead and exit out of the screen and quickly lay down a groove using 007, which is real steppers here. Go ahead and press sequencer, and underneath the utility menu, we'll go down and select copy from Combi. We'll select A007 and bring over the effects, and also make sure that auto adjust up for multi-record is on into tracks 1 through 8. I'll go ahead and hit F8 to accept that and record and start. Here we go. 2, 2, 3, 4. Cool, let's hear that back. Great, all of that has now been recorded, including the arpeggiator, so we can go ahead and leave that set to off. But I suspect that not all the tracks from 1 through 8 have been used. Let's go ahead and look at the track parameters to find out. Press menu, F3 for parameters, and open. You can see that all these tracks are set to internal, but the last 2 over here, they're set to off. These last tracks were actually dummy tracks, tracks that don't sound, but we use to trigger the art patterns for the drums and the various other riffs that we heard. And this is how tricky Korg programmers can bury these sounds so that they're not They're not live on the keyboard, but can be played back and recorded. If any track is set to off, then it can be reused. Either it was a dummy track or it was not ever used in the first place. So these tracks are open for us to play on. Let's set them to internal. And also we'll assign them to, say, MIDI channel 7 and 8, just to keep things nice and tidy here. Now I can exit and select track 7. Here we go. And play the program assigned to it. Okay, let's go ahead and select a program that we like. We'll go into Programs, and underneath number 7 here, we'll go through, where is it? 26 is that's a good lead sound. Where is it? The trouble is, it's dry. Now to make this stand out, we'll need to run it through some effects. Let's go ahead and press Menu, F7 for Insert Effects, and Open. We'll go ahead and go down to the second effects send here for Master Effects 2, and we'll turn the dial, and great, we've got some verb on this lead. But before we record this new part, we still need to do a couple more things in the sequence of preferences before going forward. Let's go ahead and press Exit, and then F6 for preferences here. You'll notice that multi-record down here is selected here. Let's turn that off now because we're going to be going back to recording just single tracks. And also, by the way, you'll also need to make sure that overwrite over here is selected as the recording method of choice so that anything on the dummy tracks will be written over. So we went ahead and set up the empty tracks to internal, reset their MIDI channels, chose a program, routed their effects, the sound through some effects, and set up their recording preferences. We're set to go. Record and start. 2, 2, 3, 4. Okay, locate back to the beginning and play it back. And of course, you could lay down another track easily onto track 8 right here. Now let's imagine you want to bring over another combi using copy from combo into 9 through 16. Go ahead and under utility, we'll select copy from combo here, and we'll bring it over into 9 through 16, and we'll bring up Mega Brass and Piano. It's 1, 1.